Hey guys, this is Robin again from Rupsa Academy. I did record a couple of videos around the interview preparation. So I wanted to record this session as per request um, to emphasize on what are the enhancement that we can work on, bring it on when we are preparing for interviews or when we are going through one after another interviews with very little success or not much success, right? So how can we grow in those kind of situations, keeping ourselves positive, right? So that's where I wanted to have a little session so that you can try it out, see how does it help, and definitely if this does help in any ways, definitely like the video, subscribe the channel, and definitely give some feedback about how did it help, where did it help, and so forth and so on, or any other thing that you want to see next session around. So I'm going to keep it very short and very to the point for this session without going around in tons of different direction. To the point and very short. Okay. So a few things I definitely like to talk about is 1 second. Is three C's in the preparation, right? There might be tons of areas where you might be highlighting yourself into, or you might be working out. But these three C's, if you keep it together tightly towards your preparation all around, um, I see kind of tons of success. And again, it does make a lot of sense as well. So the very first C out of our three C's is confidence, right? So confidence level. So confidence level, when we say confidence, right? So definitely that is kind of a broader term, and that will kind of cover almost everything that we'll be talking about here, right? So being confident mean having the knowledge behind it. Being confident mean done preparation that is needed, and being confident means like you did your homework, right, and you are doing it quite frequently, right? So that will bring the confidence. In addition to that, right, so your preparation doesn't matter. Again, you have tons of experience from the past, or you have worked in big and small projects, or whatever number of projects, or whatever it is, right? So you have a tons of knowledge, whatever the situation is, the confidence needs to come out in a proper way, right? So that it does not jump from confidence, or this uh, from the it does not break that thin line between confidence to overconfidence, right? So you want to make sure that you're kind of confident with everything that you have done for this interview. At the same time, you're not portraying yourself as a super confident or overconfident individual in that interview, right? So which can be detrimental. The second C I want to highlight is the comfort, right? So you want to be in your comfort zone. Now, being in comfort zone doesn't mean that you decrease your knowledge base and you just focus on that. It's kind of whatever knowledge base that you have, you want to make sure that the conversation, discussion happens in that comfort zone, so that you can show your confidence level at the same time, and you're not kind of anxious during the interview, and you're not jumbling and mumbling during the interview, right? So that is very, very important, right? So keeping yourself in that comfort zone, making your mind, body in that comfort zone, and bringing the conversation always towards the comfort zone, which will help you to display more around your capability, right? So how much you are capable of, and what can you bring it on the table, right? So during that interview is very, 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 very essential. The third of the C's is completeness, right? So what does that mean is whatever you say or do, right, or you showcase, you want to show it completely. Which means again, right, so time might be very short, tight, and because of that, you just don't want to drop your answer, and leave it in half, like half-baked answer, or a very short answer that uh, does not showcase how much experience or how much knowledge that you have, right? At the same time, not going over, right? So that it's the answer becoming too lengthy. So overall, what we're talking about here is when you answer things, try to make it complete, right? So in terms of the amount, content, and knowledge, what is required by the person or number of person that is in front of you during that interview. So completeness, right? So three C's. Just keep in mind: confidence, comfortness, and completeness. Another thing that I want to showcase is the preparation itself, right? So you want to be regular, right? You want to be very, very regular on your preparation. You might be in the project, or you might have some gap in the project, or whatever the situation, or you just finished your training, or you just finished your the study, or whatever the situation is, right? Your preparation needs to be regular. Now, what is regular? You'll define it, right? So depending upon your availability or whatever is happening. So you want to be prepared regularly so that you don't have the issue when the interview is scheduled, or the folks are ready to schedule interview for you. You just don't want to run away from it, right? Because I'm not kind of prepared, or not this week at least, or not today, tomorrow at least, right? So you don't want to be in situation like that. So preparation, regular preparation. And when you're doing regular preparation as well, there's again, this conversation is more towards the QA side, as a quality analyst side, right? So automation, manual, mixture, or as that, or whatever it is, right? More on the testing world. So if you are preparing in this for the QA interviews, you definitely want to make sure that you are regularly preparing, and at least you are preparing in different areas of expertise, not just the technical, right? So definitely technical is very, very crucial, but in addition to that, you just want to open up more, right? So you want to make your interview current in terms of what the job description is looking for, right? So what this interview is looking for from you, right? Or what is the expectation? So you want to study that job description so that whatever your past experience or from your current project, right? So what kind of work you have been doing, or what kind of experience that you have, can you make it around to suit that job description? Your JDs is very, very crucial. You just don't want to say from your experience what is needed and what is not needed, and at the end of the interview, it brings less value. So you want to surround your description around that job description so that you can highlight point by point, this is why I am the right candidate for this position. Second is, don't leave out especially for automation QA, right? So don't leave out manual QA portion, right? So doesn't matter you are in automation side, you still need a lot of information on the manual QA side. Something that I highlighted, which is obviously the software development lifecycle, testing lifecycle, right? So Agile, Scrum, Jira, defect, test cases, planning, right? So all of these, right? So testing, execution, right? So reports, right? So all of these areas you need to go towards, so that you have a rounded, like earlier we highlighted, right? So the completeness, the rounded answer around these areas as well, where you might not be focusing much, because again, I'm in a QA automation zone, or kind of in a senior areas, or whatever the situation is, right? So you want to make sure that you have a good control on the manual side as well, the manual QA side as well. Then comes SQL API, right? So again, you might not be a database tester, you might not be API tester, or whatever it is, but you definitely need those information, knowledge, or some hands-on. You definitely want to have in your pocket, because these are very common topics that is kind of expected for QA to have information on. In addition to that, the last one, advanced or emerging topics, right? So don't just focus on what you have. Also open yourself up into what is happening around, right? Around the QA world, around the technical world overall, right? It can be some advanced topic. It can be topic that you are kind of interested to move forward. Or it can be topic that kind of your project or your company is trying to integrate in their system, or some kind of discussion that is happening, right? So especially the side of the cloud or AI, or like some of the topics that I have mentioned here, CI/CD, right? So integration of some other tools, right? So these kind of things you want to make sure that you have eyes on, and you have done some study or some work or some discussion around it, so that you can portray yourself that I'm not just in one place. I'm kind of all rounder, from knowing about the project to the from manual to automation, and going for even beyond that, right? So you want to showcase that kind of package, which kind of interests the interviewer even more, or the manager even more, whoever is taking an interview. Now the interview centric preparation. Every interview is different, can be different because of the what kind of company, what kind of domain that company is coming from, or what kind of position they are trying to fill up, right? All that kind of differences can make or should make your preparation kind of very specific to that interview as well, right? So look at the job description and see what they are asking, what they are looking for, so that your preparation is very pinpointed on that, right? So like I mentioned, every job description might not be exactly the same. There might be some differences. So you want to analyze that. You want to put yourself around that job description, so that whenever you're talking about your company or project, present, past, whatever, it kind of revolves around those job descriptions, so that you can highlight yourself as a more more matching candidate for the position. Resume, right? Again, resume might not be different, but again, there's a highlighting based on the job description can be needed. Also, since you will be learning something, or you might be learning something, you just want to make sure that your resume is kind of updated, right? Every time, and so, right, so that it doesn't look outdated, right? In terms of your the experience or tools, tech that you have, or the responsibility that you have. Probably you got promoted in your position, or you move from one position to another position, whatever the situation is, right? So those kind of update definitely needs to be reflected in your resume. You just don't want to come in the interview and point blank talk about, okay, by the way, resume is kind of outdated and I have this now, or I'm in this position now. And the fourth point is kind of goes around that job description, right? Your talking points that you have prepared. If not prepared, definitely make sure you prepare it, and that should go around your job description, kind of align into it, right? So it should not be kind of alienated from the job description, and does not make much of a sense, right? So you want to be ready, and you want to be ready overall from your preparation, as well as you want to be ready kind of a daily, right? So frequently, and you want to be ready for that specific interview as well, right? So this kind of homeworks definitely helps you to enhance your performance. Now, not just talking about past, present, right? So talking about future, right? So kind of because, right? So lots of positions that people are looking to fill up is not. It might not be just for a couple of months, right? Or a couple of years. They might be looking for somebody who can grow with the project, or who can go in a long run with the project. As you know, right? So hiring process is not that easy. Getting the right individual is not that easy. So company don't want to spend too much time and effort keep on hiring new people and letting them go, or they will move on, right? So they will definitely like to see who can stick around for longer, who can grow with the project, and become a very important asset to the project. So showcasing your future plans, right? So what are your goals in future, right? And what is your learning processes currently, and what kind of learning processes do you want to go forward, or what is your aim, what is your target, right? What do you want to be in future, right? Or what do you see yourself on that position in future, or do your self analysis as well, right? So if you have not thought around it, kind of think around it, right? So that it gives you a better viewpoint um, around your plan. What do you want to plan, or what do you want to do next? Um, Not just for this interview, but again, right? So definitely for your future, right? So what do you want to be, or what do you want to learn next, right? So these kind of things are very, very crucial. So, and if you get chance to highlight it, or if you get questions around it, you just don't want to have no answer at all, or they'll just come with a silly answer saying that, okay, I have not planned that far, right? Or I don't have no plans. So you definitely want to show something. And if you have done some homework around it, and then definitely the answer comes proper. And also, not just for the sake of interview, right? It's for yourself as well, right? So that your future, your target becomes more clear, right? So what do you want to do next, or where do you want to go next? Finally, well, the thank you does not hurt, right? Doesn't matter how the interview went, right? Especially that's what I want to highlight. At least you get to know the interviewer, or one person or multiple persons, so you get to know that person. So a thank you note always is a better exit from that interview, despite your performance in that interview, or despite the kind of feedback, or kind of uh, kind of like, again, right? So whatever happened in the interview, you definitely want to make sure that you have sent out a thank you note for the interviewer, or the company, or the whatever, right? So the individual who took your interview, if you can reach out to that person by sending a thank you note in email, or text, or WhatsApp message, or whatever it is, right? So whatever format it is always going to and give that interview a closer in a positive way. And there might be chance that that might help you for that specific interview, which was not that good, not that exceptional, but you might end up being a second choice, third choice, and that might work out, because it doesn't matter. Interview went well, doesn't end up hiring, right? And does not end up that person accepting the position, right? Again, not a good thing to become a second choice, third choice, but as long as, if that's a position that you liked, that's a company that you liked, and there's no problem being a second choice or third choice, still you made it, right? So you definitely want to end it with a thank you note, so definitely send it out. If you don't hear from them, definitely reach out to them in a week or so, right? So following up, because, right, so the people might be busy, company might be busy, and they might forget to follow up, saying that, okay, by the way, we took interview, and we forgot. Right. So if you reach out to them, they might remember, and, okay, by the way, we were trying to reach out, but we kind of got busy and stuck with this and that. So that might start a new chapter in that process for you, scheduling another round probably, or probably, okay, we were planning to send you an offer letter, or this or that, right? So definitely helps in both ways, right? So to clear your mind that, okay, the interview did not went well, so I need to go for different position now, or whatever the situation is. So with that, right? So again, um, you check the interview with the proper preparation. You perform well with whatever you have, whatever you got during the interview, and you wrap it up in a positive note. And then, if it works well, good. If it does not work well, then use that interview for your future interviews, right? The remaining notes from the points third, fourth, and fifth is around that. So whatever you were asked during the interview, use that, note it down, right? So that you can self-analyze, how did I do during that interview, right? These are the number of questions that I faced, and these are the questions I answered properly or to my knowledge, right? And these are the areas that where I fumbled or I did not answer completely or properly. I was not kind of ready. So there you go. That's what gives you a data for you, to you, to improve for next interview or next round, right? If you get a chance. It doesn't have to be same interview. It can be another interview, which this preparation or the information from this interview will help you to become better, right? So that you improve your performance next time. So every interview, take that as a learning curve. Doesn't matter it went well or not, right? So if it goes well, is it a positive end of it? If it does not go well, you learn from it, right? So that staying positive, keep moving forward becomes a very very important mentality, right? And very crucial mentality while going through all of these kind of hectic process of taking interviews and facing interviews, right? And probably everybody will talk about the hectic side of it, and tons of crunching time. But I would like to I would like to focus more on the positive side of it. So go through this, right? And definitely try utilizing this, right? If it does help, again, doesn't have to be everything, right? So point by point, whatever works, whatever helps you, right? To enhance your performance in your interviews, again, more directed towards QA, but anybody can use this kind of technicalities, right? Or this kind of ideas, and then go forward, make your interview better, or definitely prepare for the next interview, next round properly, and then get that position, move on, start the new project with new company, with new hope, right? And um, let me know, um, um, uh, how did it help, and definitely give me a like, comment, right, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be doing more. uh, Definitely reach out to me, feedback, and let me know what do you want to hear next. Okay. I hope this will help you in lots of different way, and that's about it. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.